I'm going to be sharing with you kind of my strategy, how I scaled my agency up to 15K a month. A lot of it's going to start for us organically. The number one thing we all got to focus on, guys, if you're focused on your website, if you're focused on your fulfillment, you're up already. End of story. What Chase said is what we preach in Joel Kaplan's community: setting appointments, closing appointments. When you wake up, you should be dreaming about setting more appointments and closing appointment. You should be thinking about how you can get more appointments. You should be thinking about how you can close better, how you can get better clients, how you can close clients in general. That's what you should be sleeping on. Guys, I'm at 30K a month. I'll just be real. I'm going to share. And I'm still focused on how I can set more appointments. It hasn't changed yet. My focus hasn't changed to fulfillment. It hasn't changed to operations, right? Obviously, give a damn about your client results. I'm not saying disregard it. I'm not saying don't, ignore it, because retention's key. But guys, keep focused on getting clients. One of the best advice I got from a 500K a month agency, Gil Valerio, he's in Cairo. He said, you are running a sales company, not a marketing company. You need to go out there and get more clients and set appointments. Does that make sense? If so, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I want everyone to drop a W in the Zoom chat. Let's get this fired up. Come on, guys. Let's go. I want to welcome you guys to this Instagram DM master series. And to be honest with you, you guys really want to know the truth? All right, Chase, don't tell Joel, but I haven't even released this yet for Joel. And he asked me to make a DM masterclass, and I'm giving it to you guys first of how I've done it time and time again. So let's get straight into it. A little bit about me, just so you're more familiar with me. I've run an agency since 2018. I was in the gym agency, and we scaled that to 15K a month. And then we pivoted to, helping other agencies out with IGDMs, and we've scaled that to 30K, and we're looking to go even past that. And with our gym agency, we did it through paid ads and Instagram DMs, solely those two. I've been the IGDM coach, as you guys may have read in the Discord announcement that they made since September 2022. So I've helped tons and tons of people get more appointments through IGDMs, and it's going to help you guys. So that's me. We started that in 2018. That's my business partner, Dylan, working with Joel Kaplan, talking to people like Amin Gadi, who's at 250K a month, all this stuff. You guys remember this Asian guy? Tony Lee. Yep. So I want to help you guys get these results. When you go into them, right, even using a stupid opening line, when you say, is this the best place to ask a question? It still works. Can you tell me a bit more? And then people being like, yeah, I'm interested. I'm the best around. Send info. What do I need to get started? I want you to get those responses. People saying, hey, yes, as long as, we can do this. My web design, even just asking them how long they've been in business. And they're like, okay, that's cool. All these things, them dropping literally their info to someone they just talked to that day, right? It's unbelievable, but it can work. And at the end of the day, I want you guys to see this. Closing deals from IGDMs, setting literally 8 appointments a day with it, closing test drives, your first client, closing PIFs like our guy Oswaldo, 6K. I hope you guys are fired up. Let's get into it. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what we're going to cover. First, how to set up your IGDMs for scale, how to craft your script, right? That's going to be a great part. How to find your prospects, right? The best way I found to prospect, the best practices for messaging your prospects, and then obviously how to leverage your time. Because at the end of the day, this is going to be repetitive. This is something that you should give to a VA that they can do and probably do better than you. So you ready? Let's drop some W's in the chat again. I want to see how fired up everyone is. So how to set up your IGDMs for scale. What you need are 4+ H IG accounts. I'm not sure if y'all know where to get them. I go to bulkaccountsbuy.com, right? You can buy anywhere from 1, 2, all the way up to 10+ age accounts. Get them from 2012 to 2016. Practically, those are the best accounts because it's like a credit card. You got to make sure it's the more aged it is, the more credible it is to IG's algorithm. Now, and then here's the thing. I can tell you, like, add 500+ followers and add 50 likes per post, add 6 and 9 posts, right? That looks, but at the end of the day, just ask yourself, guys, what would my niche see as, trustworthy? What would they deem as someone legit to hit them up in the DM? Ramesh, what niche are you in?
Home improvement.
Home improvement?
Yeah.
Ask yourself, what would a home improvement, owner deem worthy of talking to someone over IG? I'll give you guys my example. So I was in the gym niche. I posted a lot of me working out, me talking to gym owners, me hitting PRs, whatever. Same thing. If you're, working with, let's say, car detailers, you might show your BMW if you have one. You might show your friends Ferrari, whatever it is. Just show them that you actually have an affinity in an association to their niche, but also show life, show that you work on your laptop. That's totally chill. Your family, your friends, winning. People like that energy because at the end of the day, we got to remember what IG is here for. People want to connect with people who are just like them or who have high energy, and you got to showcase that. Warming up your accounts, right? Now, I tell people this is not proven, I'll be honest, but I just limit it to 50 new messages, prospect messages per day per account. I just limit it to that. Warm it up. Start with 15 messages when you get those age accounts, and then every 3-4 days, add 5 until you get to 50. Because your goal at the end of the day is to do a minimum of 100 DMs a day, right? Minimum, bare minimum, right? If you're doing less than 100, I can guarantee you're not going to get the 10K in the time you want to. You got to do more. Got to do more. Any questions about how to set up your channels, your Instagram pages? I'll take questions right now. Go ahead and raise your hands or unmute.
So I had a quick question. Does it matter the amount of followers you have, or is that something you should wait till later?
That's a good question. So let me first drop you where I get followers. I mean, if someone has a cheaper price and that works, go for it, guys. I'm not saying I have all the answers here, but not Buzz. That sounds like a drinking. There you go. Buzzoid.io. Bulk accounts buy is where you get it. So your question was, how many followers should you have that looks trustworthy? My rule of thumb is 500 plus followers. If you can get 1,000, which isn't expensive from buzzoid.com or buzzoid.io, it's fine. You're good. Raise your hand. Go ahead. Ali.
I just want to ask, when I send follow up, I'm sending 100 follow ups in like 10 minutes. Is it a problem, or am I sending it slower?
Man, in 10 minutes, that's fast. So hasn't been an issue for me, man. Like my workflow, I find typically 30 prospects per hour, and then I just follow up with people from the day before, right? Which we'll talk about in the script. But yeah, it hasn't been an issue. Like I've been hitting up 50 people, new messages per account per day, and then also 50 follow-ups. And then I go on to the next account and then the next account, right?
Thank you, man.
Anton, what's your question?
I was gonna ask if I should still cold call
What's your niche?
medical clinics or like a sub niche of medical clinics. So like I reach the receptionist usually.
Don't do that. Do cold email or DM.
All right.
Yeah. Cold calling. So here's my thoughts about it. All right. And Joel Kaplan's thoughts about it. It's freaking good when you want to, gain more confidence in sales and gain more confidence specifically in your niche. And when you cold call and you're doing great with it, awesome. But I want to let you know, you guys need to scale out like other outreach channels like IGDMs, because if you can get more VAs, more accounts, they can send basically as many messages as you want practically. But with cold call, it's hard to scale out. Essentially, if you're going to try and scale, you're going to create a boiler room, right? And even Alex Ramosi at a certain level had to get to a certain level to make a boiler room, right? Cold calling for gym lunch and calling gyms, right? It's hard to scale out, but it's really good to build confidence and gain market knowledge in the med spa niche for you, Anton. All right, I'll take one more question here. For e-com, what is the best method of outreach? Cold email and paid ads. Those are the best outreach methods. I'll be honest, IG is relatively hard, but you have to have a good lead list in order to find great e-commerce place or e-commerce brands over Instagram to prospect them. The harder issue about it though is you don't get in front of the owner as well as them checking their emails. Use your personal account. That's a great question by Blazer, and then we'll move forward. Guys, people on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, they want to connect with people. People want to connect with people. If I try to reach out to you with my agency and my logo as my profile picture, you're probably going to block my message because you don't want me to talk shop. Does that make sense? Use your profile picture, right? Use you. How to find your prospects, guys? It's pretty simple. One is hashtags. I love hashtags, and this is actually my order too. So hashtags is my favorite way because it shows the most recent posts that people make. Am I that boring, guys? Someone yawn? I like hashtags because it shows recent posts. And when someone recently posts, they're always going to check their engagement and see if it pops out. So when you go in, which we'll talk about script, when you go in and comment on their post and ask them to politely check their DMs, they're actually going to see you versus the people that DM them, right? The second way is using a lead list. Like I told that person on ecom, you can use a lead list. You can get either the ecom's email or better yet, the owner's email or their IG, which is obviously better. And then lastly, our IG pages that are typically, or that your niche typically follows. Like a lot of people in gym niche follow Gym Launch now. So you can go on their followers, you can go on their posts and engage with people from those IG pages. And then likewise, you can use automation softwares to help you prospect people. So for example, one of my favorite is Flowchat. Flowchat has helped me a lot in scraping automatically all the people who engage, who have the title in their bio, gym owner. That's just an example. You can use this too for Facebook. Phantom Bus is a great one to scrape groups. So if you join a group of personal trainers, boom, scrape all of them. Scrape people who engaged. So those are great ways to prospect and find people. Yep, Flowchat. It's the same cost of relatively Go High Level, but it's so freaking good to scrape people. Let's see what's next. Yeah, I got resources for you guys. I got gifts. How's everyone feeling? I know that person yawned and I appreciate you explaining, but how's everyone else feeling? Y'all yawning too? Okay. So this is how I've organized prospecting and how I've taught my VAs to prospect. So every time we find people, we're not going to hit them up one by one. This is just personally me and my workflow. I hit them up in batches. You know, when someone was talking about, do you send 100 follow-ups in 10 minutes? I told them like, I find 20 to 30 new prospects to hit up in an hour. After like, I find 20 to 30 people in 1 hour, I hit them up all at once, right? I hit them up what I call in batches. It just helps me be more productive and it helps my VA. I've seen them be able to hit up more people over the day, over the span of a day, by hitting up in batches. Now you can pretty much see how I organize this, right? Prospecting name, IGs, location, business name, profile, etc., and then keeping track of when we've hit them up. So what's the date? The 21st. So if I was going to hit someone up, I would label it the 21st and then put down to do if I still haven't hit them up. So I was just proving to someone that real estate is one of the best places with this one person, and then I went 1-for-1. So here's how you do this. Okay, here's how you get replies, because replies are the number one thing you need to focus on when you're DMing people. And also, what I did was I literally went on a couple of her posts. You know the whole thing, like, comment. Now, what I did was I actually saw one of her posts. I think it was this one. It said like number one investment is in yourself. The second best investment is in real estate. I thought that was actually pretty clever. So I went into her post here and I said, hey, Josiane, right? Personalize it a little bit. Love this video. Here's what I mean by personalized. Also like the one you posted about the number one investment we can make is in ourselves, and the second being real estate. Haha. By the way, I sent you a message. Would love to connect, although it might be stuck in your message request. That's going to beat the person who says, I sent you a DM. Check your DM. No one's going to look at that. Now, here's the pathway. They're not going to go into like actually the DM. Typically, what they're going to do on their mobile phone is this. They're going to go see that comment. She liked it. She's going to check you out. This is why I said you got to be legit, right? This is why I say you got to make a prospecting page that looks like you have some sort of affinity to whatever they showed, right, in your niche. Then when they see for 2-3 seconds, like, okay, this guy looks cool, he's verified, that helps, they're gonna hit what's gonna say here, message. So if it was me as the prospect and them hitting me up, I would hit probably follow and then message. And then I would see your first message. Now, the first message, pretty simple here, right? I tie it back to that comment. So there's some parallel lines behind like me hitting them up. Like, hey, love that post about investing in ourselves in real estate. Keep it up. And then you just ask a opening question, right? That's why I showed you even the question, is this the best place to ask a question? Still works. It's so funny. By the way, are you taking on more appointments this month? And look at her response. She said, thank you, my friend. Tell me, how can I help you? Like, that's what Instagram's about. It's showing that positivity and showing like, we're actually a legit human being. Is that resonating with you guys? You guys see how this works? And then I would just drop my transition to offer saying like, awesome. Well, I'm looking to help a couple of realtors in wherever city. I think it was like Los Angeles or whatever. And I'll say, hey, I'm looking to help someone in Los Angeles. We'll bring you we're even willing to guarantee 60 appointments or you don't pay. Is that something you'd be interested in? Or do you know another realtor in Los Angeles that would be interested in this? And it'd be like two things: because I'm friendly, because I look like the part, and two, because I have a compelling offer, which I'll tell you what's a compelling offer and what's not in a second. They're gonna obviously say, yeah, let's chat. Let's see how it works. Is that clicking? Does that make sense, guys? See a lot of heads nodding. Cool. All right, let me go ahead and talk in the Zoom chat really quick. So don't type really quick, please. Here's what goes into an offer. I'm spilling the beans. Number one is obviously your promise. 60 appointments guaranteed, 10 new jobs in 30 days, whatever your promise is, right? Second thing, risk reversal. Or you don't pay, or we work for free until we do so, until we hit it, or we give you a full refund plus $500. That one helped me a lot. Now, the last one, there's a third one, and this is the most important part, is vehicle, because vehicle is what separates you from everyone else. When you have a different vehicle versus everyone else, and I'll give you a story, an example, you don't even need a risk reversal or even a promise, because here's the thing, new will always beat better. New is better than better, as I like to say, and as Joel Kaplan likes to say. When your offer is different than every other agency in your niche, you're going to get appointments. So I'll give you a story. Back in 2022, the only agency that was running TikTok ads for gyms that I know of was Gym Launch and Alex Ramosi. I took it, I ran with it, I ran ads with it. All I said was, we'll get you more clients using TikTok. I didn't ask number two, risk reversal. I didn't add number one, promise, because my vehicle was different. It was new. It was something positive that gym owners knew was on the come up and they wanted to try it out, right? So when you can have a vehicle that's different, right? Like AI SEO, or again, TikTok ads, or even saying, hey, we'll place a VA in your dentistry so that, someone will always be there to follow up with your lead, and we'll, outcompete your front desk and will be at a lower cost. Like these are things that are new. These are things that are coming up and people are seeing it. You can actually offer like, I'll make you a celebrity, like a celebrity in your community, the realtor that everyone goes to. People like stuff that people care about too. You got to make sure the vehicle is something that they want to drive. No pun intended. You know, what guarantee can you give with short form content? You know, maybe it's speed, right? Maybe it's speed. Like I'll make you 30 videos in 24 hours, right? Or you don't pay so long as they give you 30 content pieces. That's a guarantee, is speed. People also value speed, right? If you read Alex Mosey's $100 million offer book, people value speed. It's valuable to them. How do you deliver that for results or for realtors? That's the main thing. Appointments, it can be 60 guaranteed appointments, but you don't tell them it's over 90 days. Well, fun fact, that's what Amin Gadi's running, and that's how we got to 250K a month. You know, get creative with it, right? See what they want, see what's popping off. Yeah, my people use Nord or Proton VPN, whoever asked for the VPNs. We'll get into that. Is everything clicking? Drop a W if it makes sense. You guys hear, this is like the most I've ever talked without hearing anyone. Does anyone want to unmute and share what their thoughts so far? If someone does that, I'll answer your question too.
What if you're 13 years old?
Okay, you're 13 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it might sound unprofessional.
Who said so?
It's authentic.
You're 13. I would just ask them, okay, so if I was 21 but saying the same thing, I'd make you feel better.
Oh, all right, thanks.
Look,
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
actually like to just like
it.
mention one thing there. Your age, and I'm saying this is somebody who started agency while being 15. So I'm only 2 years older than you. And while I was still 15, hit 10K a month. But I scaled past that, like as I turned 16, still pretty young, right? But when I was 15, so got to past 10K a month. Only way was using damaging admissions, right? I'm sure everybody's seen or knows of Eminem, right? And there's a movie with Eminem called 8 Mile. And near the end of the movie, he's going in a rap battle against this guy. Guy's a lot better than him at rapping. The crowd's all in the guy's favor, yet Eminem still manages to win somehow, right? And the only reason why is that instead of opening up the call or opening up the rap battle and saying to the guy, I'm better than you, I'm all these things that he's really not, he goes ahead and opens the call and says, hey, I'm bad, I suck at this, here's what went wrong in my life. And because of that, it builds trust, right? The only variable that your age carries is the trust that you have. The only reason why they trust a 21-year-old, not a 13-year-old, because they trust that maturity, right? And age is just the vehicle of maturity. But you can establish that trust by saying, hey, I know I'm 13. Hey, I know I don't have the most experience in the world, but, and then share a story of triumph. But I'm a hard worker. Hey, I washed these cars. Hey, I did all these things, right? And that's your story to build trust. So you have to isolate the deep variable emotion as to why that thing is actually happening and then attack that, right? It's not your age. That's a limiting belief if you hold it as your age. It's trust. And you just have to find a creative way to build trust in another fashion.
well said. Well
Yeah, I want
said.
to hit close to home.
You know, here's a little tip, a little sales tip. I'll go a little off and then we'll come back to IGDMs in a second. Rapport is not asking people, how's your day? Beautiful weather we're having, ain't it? It's not that. Rapport equals trust. This is going to be very philosophical, so pay attention, guys. Rapport equals trust. And the number one way you build trust, especially over an intro call, demo call, cold call, wherever, is asking high quality questions. Asking high quality questions. I'm going to say it one more time. Trust is built, or rapport, off of high quality questions. If you ask high quality questions and you're 13 years old and they ask, by the way, how old are you? I'm 13. They're going to be like, holy shit. You are smart. It's actually going to play in your favor. Whoever said 13, Victor, it's going to play in your favor because they're going to be like, I just hit a genius, a protege, someone who gets me. Dude, it's going to play in your favor. How do I know that? Because it did for me when I was 18 years old. And they're like, I was actually talking to this 35-year-old, but you somehow know what I need. It's probably because I just been doing this a little bit longer. And here's another analogy just to share. I played this video. I don't play video games anymore. I love it though. Call of Duty was my game. If you want to try to roast me and stuff, too bad. I was in the Modern Warfare 2 menus, so I got you guys. Anyways, like I'm just because someone is 40 years old doesn't mean that they're going to be better than me at Call of Duty. Why? It's because I gained the experience of playing. I know where you're going to spawn. I know the corners. I know the map. I know my guns. These people, they're 40 years old, but they don't know shit. It's all about experience, right? That's just another analogy you can put it. Typically, I'm not a fan of saying I'm a beginner or I'm new. Like I would never trust a brain surgeon to say, hey, by the way, dude, I'm new. I'm like, what? Fuck that. I'm not saying that. What you can say is this, and I love the video. You can open up with an opening line like, hey, are you taking on more boxing members at the moment? Or low key, you can ask them, do you have Earl or do you have Crawford? And they'll be like, yo, I got Earl for this reason. I'm like, I hate to say it, but I got Crawford, man. They'll be like, ah. And then you can go into that video and be like, hey, by the way, I love our chat. I'll be real with you. I know you get a lot of messages like this. My name is Tony. The reason I'm hitting you up is because I'm looking to help more boxing facilities in your area get more members and get in shape. I'm into boxing, as you probably can tell, and I'm looking to build my brand, gain case studies, and I'm offering a free trial. And if that's something you want to get more members through, I definitely would love to chat it up over 10-15 minutes sometime this week. If not, no worries. I hope you're doing good. Take care. Now, 2 things. You notice how I still went into the transition into my offer. It still covers a promise. It still covered, well, the risk reversal is that it's free trial. I didn't say a vehicle, but if you said, and I'm doing this through TikTok ads, that's a great vehicle. You can list it out. If you're, don't say Facebook, Instagram ads, guys. People, it's not a positive vehicle to people nowadays, but that is a vehicle that works. It's just not a good hook. You can say those things in your video. Now, did you catch me saying your name, Tony? Did you catch me saying Dallas, a specific area? Did you catch me even saying your business? It's a generalized video, as I call it, meaning you can copy and paste that video as many times as you want after you created a conversation. I'm just saying, hey, love the chat we got going on about boxing. Anyways, the reason I'm hitting you up, and I know you get a lot of messages like this, is because I'm looking to help a boxing facility in your area get more members. Look, I'm into boxing, but I also help boxing studios. And the reason why is because I want to help people get in shape. And I'm even offering a free trial to build your case study, right? Or to build case studies and to show that this system actually works. So if you want, I definitely can go ahead and we can have a quick 10-15 minute chat and we can even talk about boxing. But if, look, you get hit up too many times and you don't want to talk to me, that's totally fine. Like, I'm showing that I don't give a fuck, but I'm like, I'm cool. I'm a cool dude. And then they're going to be like, hey man, let's talk it up. Let's chat. I want to see why you think Crawford's good, which by the way, I actually,
thank you so much.
and then just book them in. Like, awesome. By the way, are you available sometime to, like, give them your top 2 earliest times, by the way, like say, are you available today between 5 to 8 p.m? Say it in their time zone or something, EST, or tomorrow, Saturday, at 1 p.m, question mark. And then they'll be like, yeah, I can do this time. Or they might say, actually, could we do next week, Monday? Like, okay, cool. By the way, really quick, what's your best number? This is my number, so you know it's me when I reach out. I'm like, okay, cool. There you go. And you're like, awesome, man. Great to connect with you. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do, Alex? I'm as much as I wanted to keep it structured, I wanted half of the call to be whatever people want it to be.
Yeah, so we're gonna do the free call format here. So everyone who's been to a free call before, you know how this works. Drop a question in the chat. I want you to go Q, comma, and then your question. Like, that is along the lines of what we're gonna do. We're gonna queue up all the questions. We're gonna go in line. We're gonna give fast-paced answers, right? So we'll try and avoid like the philosophical stuff till the very end, and we'll give like one big wrap-up note. Just quickly blitz through all the questions. So hopefully everybody who at least has their camera on can get a little bit of tangible value that feels personal. So you leave the call with an emotional connection to the information and you actually retain it. And that'd be the goal. So write them in the chat right now. Start writing right now. It's gonna be on a first come, first served basis for the questions. And we're just gonna blitz through all of them.
Wait, so they're asking the questions here. Do you mind, Alex, being, this is what I do for Joel Kaplan as a
Oh, I'll read it out. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
There you
I
go.
got you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so I want blitz answers, like 1 to 2 sentences max, so we can everyone a personalized thing. How do you age an Instagram account?
Say it one more time.
How do we age an Instagram account?
How do you age? You buy them age from bulk accounts. Buy them 2012 or 2016 age, and it will come actually with 1,000 followers and actually a prospecting page, meaning someone that isn't you, right? And I'll give you a little tidbit. I know that I'm answering, and it's not even answering.
Yeah, no worries.
But you can make team member pages because English names get more replies, like Kevin, David, Chase, Mr. Chase Wiley. Yep, you get more replies than, I hate to say it, someone named Mandeep. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's a true story. I actually tested the name Kevin over and David over Mandeep, and he got 3 times more replies. And I was like, damn, what a sad world, but it works. And plus it puts Mandeep, the owner, on a pedestal. So you can say, hey, I can get you in touch with our owner, Mandeep, who will give you a quick 10-15 minute chat, a rundown of how we can help you get those patients. Sounds fair? They're like, oh, nice. You get to connect me. That's a little tidbit about where to get the age accounts and then, what comes with it, especially from bulk accounts.
Okay, the next question is, how exactly do I actually start? I've been looking for the past 2 weeks to start an agency, but it all seems so daunting. So first baby step.
What you want to do is figure out the niche you want to be in. Don't take more than a week. Don't take more than 3 days, but figure out your top 3 niches, and then either flip a coin if it's down to 2 or spin a wheel. Does not matter. All niches suck. All niches have their great like points. The only thing I will say, and shout out to Joel Kaplan for saying this, I'd rather be in a proven saturated niche that's proven to get 7-figure agencies like dentistry, chiro, med spa, gyms, than be in a freaking 2 blue ocean niche, to be honest with you, because proven niche, yep, Chase is right. Proven niches are the best because all you have to do is be different and be better, as we talked about. Once you do that, the floodgates will open. So figure out your niche, figure out how you're going to help them and what they need help with and how you can help them with that. And for those bigger players, guys, solve bigger problems, right? Create an ISA, help solve bigger problems, because bigger problems also come with bigger rewards, just FYI. Create a service and then understand where your niche hangs out, right? Do they hang out on cold email demos, which in dentistry they do? Chiros, yes. Med spa, there, and IG. All right. Gyms, IG. Car detailing, like a lot of them are on similar platforms. They're all swimming in different places. Some are just swimming in more, or like in bigger ponds. So you want to obviously go fishing there because there's more of them that might see your message.
Perfect. Next question is, what is your top 1 mindset tip?
Fail fast.
Okay, perfect. Next question.
Everyone, you gotta fail fucking fast. The only way you're going to cure your fear is just by doing it. Even if you have the perfect strategy, even if I give you the perfect script, there's someone who's gonna say F off. It's just gonna happen. So fail fast.
So he's nervous talking to business owners. How does he book appointments?
You're nervous talking to business owners, and so how do you book appointments? Cold call. I hate to say it, but throw yourself in the deep end. Cold call them. Role play with people here. Hit each other up, role play with each other, help each other out, role play. If you need to, practice outside, talk to strangers. I'll be honest, like I built up the skill. I practiced the skill by walking up to random girls at the mall. Like I would do it every weekend because we would just, like my boys, we would just be seeing if little Marques can get girls. Like it built my confidence up, because once I got that one phone number that I never thought I was going to get, I was like, holy shit, this is fun.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, like, okay, being nervous, being scared, good things, right? Because what it means is that on the other end of it, there's a desired result, right? The reason why you're scared is because deep down, whether you consciously realize it or not, you know that there's a disproportionate return to the activity, right? So the biggest thing that I would say is just feel the fear, right? And even though you feel the fear, I want you to have the courage to act. Understand that if you don't have the courage to act, being a bitch, that's it. That's it. You have to feel the courage, and you have to understand that once there's a disproportionate return, if you really want it, you have to make the decision for yourself. There's no mindset tip there, right? If you will let fear get in the way of you living the life you want and will leave you 40 years down the line at a 9 to 5, and you don't want that, nothing's wrong with that. If you don't want that, have the courage. Yeah. So the next one I got is, I get a reply on my script, but can't close client on my pitch. So he's getting a response on the hook message, but then his pitch is lacking.
On the first message, you got to transition to it. Now, 2 things. It can be multiple different things, just FYI. It can be, I hate to say it, but sometimes you can be too clickbaity, where you're like, hey, I'm an interested client. Do you have extra appointments for today? Yeah, I do. Are you looking to come in like in the evening? Well, actually, I'm going, like, no, you just lied to them. Obviously, they're going to not close, but I'm being sarcastic. Obviously, wouldn't have a script like that, but you get my point. Too clickbaity actually might increase replies. The other thing is your offer is not compelling, which is probably it. If you don't have a compelling offer, people don't want to hop on a call. If I told you I'm not an agency owner, I have 0 experience as an agency, I don't run a business, I'm a 5 to 9, hop on my call with Alex, I don't think any of you guys would be here. But because I have something compelling to share with you guys and something to offer to you guys hopped on. That's just the nature of give and take. So it's your compelling offer. Now, specifically over Instagram, maybe Facebook too, and LinkedIn, cold email too, it applies to these platforms. Your message has to be native to what it is, right? If you're sending an email like message over Instagram, you're obviously not going to get a lot of people replying back because it's not concise. People don't want to read an essay or an email over Instagram. They're not going to take the time. Just send it concise. You notice how I'm literally saying, awesome. Well, actually, we're looking to partner with one dentistry in Los Angeles. We'll bring you 15 patients in in 30 days or you don't pay. And we do this all through TikTok branding. Is that something you're interested in? Or do you know another person, another dentistry in Los Angeles that would like to become a TikTok celebrity? Haha. They'll be like, oh shit, that's interesting. It's like, yeah, go figure.
Okay, so coming down, I gotta leave at the dot, but I have a surprise for you guys right before we end off the call. So we're gonna do the last few questions here. Then we're gonna do our sign off, and then there's gonna be a little surprise at the very end. So next question is going to be, do we focus on quality outreach or quantity outreach?
At the end of the day, short answer, quantity over quality. If you have the best script, but only send 10 DMs even a day, you're going to get outcompeted by a decent script that sends 1,000 messages a day. End of story.
Perfect. And then next one I have is how to be confident in sales meeting.
Specifically, I'm going to tailor this because it means different things for different people at different stages. But for a lot of people looking to get their first client or get their first retainer and everything, confidence comes from your inner belief that you actually have the best intention for someone. End of story. It's the intention that you feel that you can help someone. You have to have confidence in yourself, in the fact that you can help this person, right? The fact that if you do a test drive or free trial and you offer it to that person, you're already valuable because you're leveraging their time, and soon you'll be leveraging your expertise, right? Which is why people pay you and every agency owner, because you have the expertise. At the end of the day, like even when you have a client but the results are bad, don't let that stop you from cold DMing, cold outreaching, because at the end of the day, right, it still matters. You need to set appointments to run a business. It's not like, anyways, I'm going to ramble here, but my point is, it comes from your confidence. And yes, learning about your niche helps a lot, to be honest. When you learn about the gym industry, you learn about what their problems are. It really helps you understand what they need solving. And when you have a problem, you know how to solve it, you obviously come off more confident because you have the answer.
Perfect. Okay, so that was gonna be the last question. I want you to give your signing off end note to give everybody some value at the end, and then I'm going to branch off because the call, even though Marques and I have to run, the call is not ending. There's a surprise, so I want you to give your big sign off, and then we'll keep it going.
Oh, I like that question. AI generated scripts, thoughts. I mean, as long as the script is, here's the thing, people understand there's AI. There's going to be AI tools that I'm looking at, and that's going to help us hit more people, hit up quality people. Sorry to Alex to like,
Oh, no worries.
sign off, but I really wanted to answer this because it was popping up a lot. But at the end of the day, people want to connect with people, right? You remember me saying that on this about Instagram? People want to connect with people. And so if you have a great script, like I gave to Tony, that allows people to feel like it's a real person, it's legit, it's someone who cares about them, who has something that they want, that they can get them to where they want to be, they'll give you 10-15 minutes. Trust me, it's all about that. All right, so a lot of people here are starting their agency. Yeah, I need you guys, like, if you want to really say, hey Marques, this was valuable to me, I want you guys to set up like as many, like, I want you guys to just go, like, for lack of better terms, balls to the walls with outreach. It was the thing that I regret the most in my agency, is not taking action and setting more appointments, right? If you have white space on your calendar, you need to set appointments, right? If you don't have appointments, you're not getting people walking through your store, your virtual store, and you're not going to be able to convert clients. You guys need to set appointments. Fail fast, take action. The only reason I'm able to share with you this is not because I studied a book or some shit. It's actually just because I failed fast and stumbled along the way and figured out what works. So fail fast, fail fast, fail fast.